Hi dear students, warm good morning to VEDIO online classes. It's me your SS teacher Anukumar. Today I would like to discuss one of the new lesson from our civics, that is understanding diversity. Understanding diversity, a simple chapter from our political science or the civics. So first of all we can discuss what is the meaning of the diversity. Diversity means by in our life we can see different types of varieties that are different from our fellow beings. Now India is a land of the unity and diversity. India is the best example for this diversity. So we have an unity in diversity. So first of all we can discuss what is the meaning of the diversity. For example, in our Manipur region, many of their parents are in abroad, especially in Gulf region. And you are familiar with that life. In Gulf region, their life is entirely different from our life. With their food style, with their living pattern, living style. That is different from our, there is diversity. So even in India also, we are Malayalis, we are living in Kerala. Our life is entirely different from a North Indian. North Indian is called from Jammu Kashmir, then North Indian belt, Mumbai, Delhi, that Uttar Pradesh, that region. Their life is entirely different from our life. Their food styles are different from our food style. They are eating the chapati and other items, especially the sweet items. They need the rice. And their dressing pattern is different one. Their hairstyles are a different one. Their living pattern is different one. So there is what differences is there. And from religion, in Kerala itself, we can see different types of religion. Even Muslims and Hindus and Christians and Buddhists and Zoroastrians and Sikhs. And every religious people, their religious beliefs and practice and lifestyle and dress style is also different one. So that everywhere we can see the our diversity. So diversity we can see in the form of the food. Our Malayalis we are eating the our rice, meals and other elements. But our North Indians are eating the wheat and other elements. And in the case of language is different one. So our Malayalis we are speaking the Malayalam language. It was entirely different from the Tamil, Kannada, Telugu and North Indian languages, especially the Gujarati, Marathi, the Kashmiri, the languages. So we have no idea about the language and they have no idea about our Malayalam. So in the case of language we can see the diversity. And in the case of the religions we can see diversity. Even in schools also, if we are studying with the non-Muslim students, for other religious students, their life is also entirely different. Their beliefs are also entirely different. Their religious attitude and their teachings and their studying materials are also different one. So that is what religious differences. Their festivals, their pattern of life, their pattern of worship, that is entirely different one. And Hinduist people, their religious beliefs are different from a Sikhist people. A religion from Sikhism, a religion from Christianity, a religion from Islam. So their practice, their life, their dressing style, their beliefs and their system of the festivals are also different one. There is one religious diversity. Then festival also we can see differences. Some Muslims they have the Eid Mubarak and other type of the festivals. Then Hinduism they have a lot of Vishu, then different types of the festivals. Christian they have Christmas. So different types of the religion have different types of the festivals. Their system of tradition, their system of the practices and festivals also different one. And cloth is also different one. For example, a Kashmiri Pandit, a Kashmiri population of the people, their lifestyle, their cloth styles are different from a northeastern status. Sikkim, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, then Mizoram, that area. Their people's cloth styles are different from Kerala people. Kerala people dress styles is different from the Gujarati or the Rajasthani people. So according to their culture, according to their geographical features, we can see the differences or diversity in the clothes. So that is called diversity. Diversity we can see in the case of the foods, then languages, then religious beliefs, then festivals and clothes, pattern of clothes. There are differences we can see here. And even example, for example, in our Kerala itself. Kerala dominating religions are the Hinduism, Islam and Christianity. Some are the Muslims traditional dress style is entirely different from the Hinduist traditional dresses. There is different one. So in their cloth pattern, we can identify that religion. So that means by there is existing diversity in the cloth, festival, religions, languages and foods. And for example, we can see differences. If your teacher is asking to you about to draw a picture of a girl, a man, and everyone are wrote in different types of the varieties of picture. There is no uniformity. In your classroom, almost 37 students is 37 students are mainly drawing that picture in their own way. Different types of caricature we can see there in a single human figure. So there we can see the students are different with their quality, their ability. There is also we can see the diversity. And sometimes if anyone is asking to writing a story, someone are interested in many types of stories. And someone also hearing the stories connecting with the forest related stories, animals, then related stories are there like. Someone are like to adventurous stories. Someone are like to hear the stories of king and queen. Someone are like to hear the stories of love and honor. So students and kids, their interest is a different one. In there we can see the diversity. So different students, their hearing capacity and their interest about stories are a different one. Some students are like to hear the stories of forest and forest related stories. Then someone are like to hear the stories of adventure. Someone are like to hear the stories of king and queen. Someone are here to like to hear the stories of love and honor. So all these aspects we can see diversity. So that is our diversity. Even though we have different types of religion, different types of languages, different types of food style, different type of the cloth style, we have a unity as an Indian. We have feel and proud that we are an Indian. That is called unity in diversity. About all this diversity, we have one unity as an Indian, as a people, as a citizen. So that is our strength. There is unity in diversity. So apart from all these religious, linguistic, then cultural and regional differences, we have feeling as an Indian. That feeling is called unity or the patriotism. That is called unity in diversity. So that is a special feature of our India, unity in diversity. Okay, if there is any problem is arising, we are together one government. We are feeling like an Indian. If we have a war against any nation, if it is against China, if it is against Pakistan, we have a feeling of oneness. That's an Indian. So in that Indian army, we can see different varieties of the soldiers. They were from Muslim, they were from Christian, they were from Buddhist, they were from Hinduism, they were from Sikhism. Our religious peoples are tied together in one army. They fought for our country. So we have a feeling as an Indian. That is our unity in diversity. Okay, so that's about the unity in diversity. And next one, what is the diversity in India? Then we can discuss this area. Almost 200 years ago, people are traveling from one place to another place. Mainly they travel through ships, horses, camel and foot by foot. They're traveling, they're wandering, they're roaming always. So in that period, they have not that much type of new technological transportation, like road, right, like airways, like the train and buses and container. So there, in 200 years ago, the people are traveling mainly through ships, horses, camel, and by foot. And these people are searching new land, and they mainly for trading purposes they starting their long travel. And why they left their land and searching new land? The reason is that sometimes there will happen the famines. Famines means kshamam. Kshamam enna onnum കഴിക്കാനില്ലാത്ത അവസ്ഥ, പട്ടിണി. And next one, drought, വരൾച്ച. വരൾച്ച എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മഴയുടെ അളവ് കുറയുക, നദികൾ വറ്റി വരള, പാടങ്ങളും ശേഖരങ്ങളും സ്ഥലങ്ങളൊക്കെ വറ്റി വരള. അപ്പോൾ ഒന്നും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല മണ്ണിൽ. ഇപ്പോൾ ഡ്രോട്ട്, വരൾച്ച, then famines, ക്ഷാമം. So because of the famines and the drought, people are left their land and search the new land. And another reason why they're searching the better work. and afraid about the war, they left their land. If there is happening any war, they left their land, afraid about their life. So they were moving from that place to another place. At present also, if there is any war between different countries, people are migrating from that land. People are moving from that land to another land. Okay, so in that period also, there is any war, people are moving from that place to another place. And they searching work. Because of famine, because of drought, they left their land and searching the new land. And if they went to new land and left their previous land, they tried to collaborate with that new land. They like to follow their food style, then dress style, and they like to speak their languages. For example, we can see here many Malappuram families, they have a Gulf connection. So our parents are reaching Gulf region. So automatically when they reach Gulf region, they became the people of that Gulf country. They try to speak their language, Arabic language. They like to eat their food items. That is why now Malappuram region we can see different type of the Arabian food styles we can see here. Arabian style of the shawai, then shawarma, then tandoori. The lot of the Arabian foods are available in Malappuram. That's the influence of that people. So they try to eat their food and they try to wear their cloth. So that is the people. So they try to mainly following their culture, food style and everything. So in new land, the mix of the old and new culture we can see there. As a result, intermixing of culture happening. Intermixing of culture happening there. So that is what result of this one. So mix of the old and new culture, that is called intermixing of culture. For example, if you are left from Kerala and went to Arunachal Pradesh, went to Kashmir, and went to Gujarat or Nagaland, then we settled there. So after 30 years or 50 years, automatically we became the part of that culture. We follow their food style. We like to speak their language. If it is Manipuri language, if it is Gujarati language, if it is Kashmiri languages. So for example, we can see in our Malappuram, in our Kerala, a lot of North Indian workers here. So if they stayed here or 10 or 50 years, they spoke our Malayalam language. They like to eat our common meal and rice. That is intermixing of the culture. So they try to become the part of our culture. So their history are different. Even though their histories are different, they also became the part of their life. And here, living near the sea route or sea area, they were the fishermen, most of them. Their life is entirely different from the mountains people. Mountain peoples or those who settled near the mountains, their life is entirely different from those who settled or living in the seashore region. Fisherman life is different from our mountainous people's life. Fisherman life, then food style, then dress style, then spoken language is different from a mountainous people. Their life is entirely different one. So regional based we can see this diversity. So especially the historical and geographical factors also determining the diversity. So mainly historical and geographical features mean here a person from seashore region, a person from mountainous region. They also shared their different life. They also followed entirely different lifestyles and practices. So here historical and geographical factors are also determining the diversity. That is designing the diversity. So that's about this area. So historical and geometrical factors are also determining the diversity of the place. So that's about our today's class. The first one we discussed about the diversity in unity in diversity. India is a land of unity in diversity. In our world, India is the best example for this unity in diversity. There are much languages is there. Now India, almost 400 languages is there. You can believe that one. 21 scheduled languages. Apart from 21 scheduled languages, 400 regional languages is there. That much language are speaking by people. And religion is a land of India. So India is a land of religion. In India we can see Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism, Parsism, Sikhism. So all these religions we can see, dharmas religions are culminating by India. Then India, we can see in the case of the word foods, right? Food but culture, we have different one. So entirely dressing style, fooding style, religion, languages, regional based diversity we can see in our India. Even though we have diversity with all these factors, we have an unity like an Indian. That unity is called unity in diversity. So then next we discuss that what is the conditions of the war 200 years ago, people life, and nowadays the people life. So geographical factors also determining the war people's diversity. For example, we discussed that the people living from a seashore region, his life is different from a people living in the what, a mountainous region. That is the best example how the geography is also determining the diversity. Okay, and a person is left their land and living in new land, we can see the intermixing of culture. He also like to mix with that new land culture and together lived and bind with that new culture. So intermixing of the culture also happening when the person is moving from his land to settle the new land. Okay, so a person when from Kerala went to Canada, went to America, went to Britain, he automatically like to follow that Britain, American and Canadian lifestyle. So intermixing of culture took to happen there. Okay, that's the example. So that's about the what our module understanding the what diversity. Only just to explain the what the main core point of this part. Remaining portion we can discuss to our live session. Okay, I hope that is very clear. And if you have any further doubt, I will clear it to live session. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.